Hello and welcome back to Pokémon Reborn. Yeah, Reborn, why not? First of all, I would like to apologise for the fact that I have not done a Pokémon Reborn episode in so long. The reason being that I just needed a little break after all the suicide stuff. I'm scared. I tried to grow a balloon and I saw it floating down the street, but it turned out that it was a Pokémon. It carried me all the way up here. Will I ever be able to get back home? Probably. But yeah, I need a little break, and also I got distracted and thrilled by all of my brand new toys, my new webcam, my new laptop, and the various recording opportunities that arose as a result of that, and so I was distracted by all that, but now it is time to get back to Pokémon Reborn. Now, full disclosure, I actually recorded this bit of gameplay footage ages ago, because like I say, the break that I needed wasn't that long, I just got distracted, so I recorded this and never did the voice for it, so now I can't actually remember what happens in this bit of footage, but I'm sure we'll have a good old-fashioned Pokémon adventure, and I will watch this footage along with you to refresh myself so that I can carry on playing it again in the future. Ha 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 ha. So, first of all, what's going on is that we are capturing a Drifloon, because Drifloons need to be captured lest they drag children to hell, which I believe is what that little girl was alluding to. And if you think that's a needlessly dark thing, well, credits to the maker of this game, that is in fact in the official Pokédex for Drifloon. They literally drag children to hell. So, again, either the Pokédex is taking liberties, or hell is real in Pokemon. Who knows? I guess hell is just a thing. Or maybe I'm making that up. Maybe they don't drag them to hell. Maybe they just drag them to somewhere far away, like hell. So, we've captured this Drifloon, and it's only fair that I call it Dexter. Why should I call it Dexter? Well, I don't know. I cannot remember my reasoning for naming it that, because it has been too long. So now, I'm trying to work out if I have Rock Smash or not, because, well, there are rocks, and if there are rocks in the game, I must have Rock Smash. But I don't have Rock Smash, so I guess I'll have to come here later for some sort of grand adventures. But until then, I've got to go do some exploring, because, problem is, if you'll recall last episode, which is a while ago now, when Fern was doing his haha suicidal people are so stupid spiel, I started rapidly skipping through his dialogue because I couldn't be arsed with it. But then something actually important to the plot happened, and he was like, hey, what happened? Something just happened over in X direction at X place. And I skipped past it all, and therefore didn't read it. So I have cut out about 10 minutes of footage of me just wandering around aimlessly until I found where it was I was supposed to be, so you're welcome for that. Pardon me. So now I am just on my way. Just on my way to where I need to be. I'm encountering many wild Pokemon during that time, because wild Pokemon are not as extinct as this game tried to claim in the beginning. Remember the beginning? It was like, oh, there's been an ecological disaster, there are basically no wild Pokemon left, except when there are, and they're everywhere. Now granted, there was that one line of dialogue by that one scientist who was like, scientist? No, that's correct, scientist is the correct word. Anyway, okay. You can see it's been a while. It's been a while, I'm out of the rhythm of recording pre-made footage, but there was a scientist who was all like, well, we've introduced some new wild Pokemon to the area, I hope that they will populate well and don't just all get captured by trainers, and I guess they did populate well because, well, they're everywhere. They're overrunning significant parts of the city, which is grand. So now, heading back to the Opal Ward, enjoying all the many remixes of the same piece of music, loving the sort of non-3D-ness of those stairs there, I guess. Beloved character Huffbus sort of diagonally ascends them. Alright, the Obsidian Ward, well, there's nothing there except a big ol' heaping crack and nothing. Oh! One day I'll get that Lillipuff. I have many Pokesnacks, so obviously it's not a case of having enough Pokesnacks, I guess I have to chase that dog all around town until I get to battle it, or hug it, or do whatever I need to do. I'm not really psychic. I wonder if you know how I levitate these! Alright, let's try and work it out from the picture. Jelly. She throws jelly, and it's very powerful jelly that floats naturally. There you go, solved it. Oh my, Mancrick, I'm so sorry, you did not last well. It's Porygon 2. I don't remember Porygon 2 being lauded for its offensive capabilities, but I guess anything at all is enough to take old Mancrick out. Bless him. Alright, what do we got? Fake out, the best move in the game. No, I'm lying, that's obviously Leech Seed, but now that we've got our free ever so slight bit of health in, well, now the battle is turning in our favour. Bubble Beam did a reasonable amount, all things considered, because what I know Porygon 2 for is its defensive capabilities. It is a bit of a bugger to shift, especially on online, where trainers will give it Eviolite. Oh, and there you go, here's why it's a bugger to shift. There's no way I'm going to do more than half its health in damage per move, therefore it can just recover forever. But it probably won't, because this is the AI we're talking about. We won't think to recover again. I mean, just 2 recovers and they completely stalled me, but no. No, this Porygon's decided against that, and it made the wrong decision, I'm sorry to say. Well, not it was its trainer, obviously. Pokemon cannot be faulted. As we've seen from wild Pokemon, when left to their own devices, they will use moves at random. At least I think that's how wild AI works. Oh look! A trainer! I challenge you! I'm not really sure about whole, things like OMG and stuff being written out in dialogue. I don't think that particularly works. I don't know how old Amethyst is and how advanced they are as a writer, but I would suggest steering away from text speak in actual human dialogue, because it doesn't quite work. And there we go, Snubbull. Apparently fairies are weak to poison. If you don't know, Snubbull is a fairy now. Used to be normal, is now, I think, either pure fairy or normal/fairy. I think it's normal/fairy. But either way, fairies are weak to poison. I didn't even know that because I've played through Gen 6 once, but honestly, you don't actually encounter that many fairies in Gen 6. I mean, throughout the storyline. Yeah, there's one member of the Elite Four who uses fairies, if I recall. I remember that a Klefki broke my heart because it was breaking my team's balls. That is what I recall. Whoop! Ohio! I come from very far away and I missed the rest of the dialogue because I was trying to work out how to pronounce that first word. Okay. Swablu, who I don't think is a fairy type. I believe not a dragon type yet. That's only the evolution, if I'm remembering this correctly. Can't remember that much about Swablu, and what is its evolution even called? Swablu... Swably... No, it's nothing to do with Swab. It turns into something really majestic, if I recall. I can't quite remember what it's like. Swablu evolves into Clouderia, or something. But either way, we're now dealing with Curlier, who is a fairy type, so I'm assuming that Swablu is also becoming a fairy type, because I'm starting to think that fairies are the themes of these particular trainers. So there we go. That's the end of that. And oh! Could I get a penny from you? I mean, you could, but apparently I've decided that we need to battle instead. What was I about to say? Yeah, I like the fact that Curlier, well, the whole Ralts line, is now a half fairy type, because I always felt playing Gen 3 as a wee child, and actually the only person I knew at the time who could still be bothered with Pokemon by Gen 3. Gen 3 seemed to be the time at which most of the kids went on to other things, whereas I just didn't. But who's laughing now? Everyone loves Pokemon again. Mwahaha. But anyway, yeah, I always thought that the whole Routes line was, you know, a poor man's Abra line. Because Alakazam, sure, defensively weaker, but much faster and stronger. It always felt to me like Gardevoir was just sort of doing things not as well as Alakazam. And granted, I wasn't amazing in the metagame. Maybe Gardevoir does have tricks up their sleeve that I didn't really understand. And I know that Gen 4 brought in Gallade, which was something interesting. But this whole fairy change now, feel like it's letting the Ralts line live up to a niche of its own. Got a badge, huh? Think you cool? Oh, I've got more than one badge. Methinks I must have somehow missed some trainers the first time round. Oh yeah, I'm afraid this isn't going to be much of a challenge for you. Ratty boy, you get to dine on insects tonight. And zebras. You get to dine on insects and zebras. The classic diet of a rat. I can assure you this is true because I am partly rat. I mean, that's why when I use my webcam in my other video series, you only see my face and upper shoulder, because if you got any lower, you'd see that I'm in fact just a raticate. You know, I've got rat claws. The things you see, those hands that you occasionally see, they are gloves. They are very well made mittens. I actually have taloned claws of a rat. It's a rare condition. It's not actually a condition, it's just the fact that one of my parents was a rat. And to avoid drama, because they might see this video, I won't say which. Ha 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 ha! So, here we go. We're now heading back up this big bridge to the North Obsidian Ward, where clearly the plot is happening. I'm just relieved that no one was hurt. First the Peridot station, and now this. I heard a huge noise come from up ahead. I don't have very many voices. The Grand Stairway is in ruins, even though the Grand Gates don't open anymore. It's not like anyone could get out of the city anyway, because everything outside has been destroyed. Oh yeah, that's a mess, alright, yeah. On this day, humanity received a grim reminder. Well, why would anyone do something like this? I don't get it. The Grand Gates haven't opened in decades, so no one even uses the Grand Stairway anymore. Why blow it up? All civilians, please remain calm. There is no immediate threat. The explosion has already happened. Damage report complete. It seems peripheral structures were only damaged minimally. Cool, cool. So this wasn't an accident. Yeah, the blast type is a fairly controlled radius. It's usually used for municipal demolition. I mean, of course it's not an accident. How would this be an accident? Underneath, but how? It's supposed to be solid stone. Stairs don't just explode accidentally. I don't know, but judging by the landing in the rubble, it seems most likely the bomb was placed underneath the stairway. Apparently, police officers are now demolition experts. I didn't know this, but apparently it comes as part of basic training. So, that was a very cool, impressive looking door. But now that's over. I can hardly believe it. This stairway looks terrible. What's that cool waterfall thing? See, because like nothing's 3D, I can't tell if that's a river or a waterfall. Because you've got the stairway, which implies that we're sort of looking at something going up. And you've got the wall of the door, which implies that we're looking at something going up. But then it's also like surrounded by floor. Like you can see floor next to that stairway. So either there's a really cool waterfall going down the length of the wall, or it's just a river. But if there is a river, where is it leading? And it looked like a fresh blue river to me, so why is Azurine Lake in such trouble if there's a constant source of fresh water? I am interested in how this all works, but we'll have to learn later. For now, it's Mancrick versus Shroomish. Screech would have got the job done, but it missed somehow. I don't know how sound can miss, but it can. But it didn't miss that time. Worry Seed is the most worthless move ever, so Mancrick gets to chop up some mushrooms, stick them on the skillet. I'm hungry. Can you tell? If not, you can tell now. So, what was I talking about? Eating zebras? Oh my god, yeah. Yes, okay. So, point is, Shroomish is going down. Am I even recording this? This whole thing has been such a shambles that I wouldn't put it past me to not be recording. I am recording my voice. Thank God. So Assurance, we don't want to learn that move because it's one of the less useful dark moves out there. Hippopotatatas is awesome. I mean, my problem with Hippopotatatas is that it looks a bit too cartoonish. Like, obviously Pokémon is a cartoony game. It's cartoon style. But it sort of at least follows some... Well, it follows an anime style, obviously, whereas Hippopotamus, it doesn't even look like an anime thing. It looks like a Western cartoon with those big, googly eyes and the amazing snout. It just, I don't know, it's always felt like the art style of this Pokemon doesn't fit. But then it evolves and everything's fine. It evolves into a head coming out of sand. I mean, people talk about Diglett all the time, but I think it's a time that we as a community address what's going on with the evolution of Hippopotas, whose name currently escapes me. I have not been playing enough Pokemon lately, but it's something. But you know the one. It looks more realistic as far as hippos go, but it's just a head coming out of sand. It's more than Diglett could ever hope to be. And I don't know, man. I think we've got to look into that. Alright, so we've got Rita. Rita is getting the job done. It is naturally raining out in the game, which means that Water Dish is healing us slightly. I wish Rita had Swift Swim instead, because, oh my god, Swift Swim Ludicolo is an amazing Pokemon. Back in Gen 4, which was the last time I really competitively battled, no one saw my Ludicolo coming. Ludicolo just went Ludi-YOLO and swept enemy teams like nobody's business. I mean, I didn't have a drought Pokemon or anything because back in Gen 4, which was when I was into competitive battling, I did own an action replay. I'll admit that I asked my then girlfriend, now fiancée, to buy me an action replay, and she was like, yeah, sure. Then I had nightmares for a week about Missing No, who is literally one of my childhood terrors. Like, I was genuinely, and to a degree still am, genuinely horrified by Missing No, and indeed all sort of heavily graphical glitches in games. They just give me the heebie-jeebies. But yeah. The fact that oh my god, there's so much dialogue I can't finish my story now. Welcome, this is the meeting place of Reborn's History Club. Hello, would you like to hear about the Coral Ward? The Coral Ward is the smallest ward of Reborn, tucked into the corner of Azurine Lake near South Obsidia. Its main attraction has been its port! Coral is normally a very lively location, full of hard workers and tourists travelling the lake. Unfortunately, thanks to the recent water quality, there's been little need to go down. There. Oh my god, I really overestimated my reading speed. Hello. Oh, maybe I didn't. Bordering the Rhodocarin jungle, the Beryl Ward is among the larger wards in Reborn. Never mind that I have the exact same voice as that other man. Although the recent disaster has spelled the end for much of its residents, Beryl was formerly a very unique middle-class community. They're all dead now. It's also held a reputation of being one of the sightseeing places in the city, as it is the highest up ward. It offers great views of the Tourmaline Desert, Reborn City, and even the Azurine region. I thought we were in the Reborn region. I'm confused. Hello, would you like to hear about the Lapis Ward? The Lapis Ward is one of the highest class in Reborn. Perhaps rivaled only by the Onyx Ward, it's an ideal place for a family with some of the lowest crime rates in the city. It's also one of the few locations unaffected by recent disasters. Most notably the Lapis Ward, a Reborn League gym, and Dr. Connell's orphanage. Something. Hello, would you like to hear about the Jasper Ward? Bordering the peaceful Malchus Forest, the Jasper Ward is a very moderate residential area. Many families of middle class live there, or, I should correct, did until quite recently. With the recent overexpansion of the Malchus Forest, Jasper has become somewhat of a ruin. Yeah, ecological disaster, but the forests are growing beautifully. Hello, would you like to hear about the Peridot Ward? The Peridot Ward is the second largest in the city. More than any other, however, it's also primarily an industrial ward. Factories and warehouses line its shores of Azurine Lake. Many lower-income people live there too. Unfortunately, as a result, the Peridot Ward has become notorious for homelessness. Those evil homeless. On a lighter note, the gym is located there, not far from the Peridot Station, the best way in and out of Reborn. Hello, would you like to hear about the Onyx Ward? The Onyx Ward is one of the finest residential wards in the city. This may perhaps be because of its close location to the Onyx Trainers School. More than just a school, it also doubles as a Reborn League gym. Young trainers of all kinds flock there for their own reasons. Between that and the Onyx Arcade, the Onyx Ward is one of the most youthful and lively places in the city.
Hello, would you like to hear about the Obsidian Ward? The Obsidian Ward is Reborn's largest ward and oftentimes considered in two separate halves, the main and south area, and North Obsidia. Whew. Of course, we're in North Obsidia now, but the two halves have been cut off from each other after the recent earthquakes. Oh my. After all, underneath the Obsidian Ward is...
Can't do that voice, I'm gonna be sick. Hollow Foundation gave way. Not only is the tunnel unusable, but much of the ward was destroyed, including the headquarters of Reborn's largest company, Yuryu! While North Obsidia features the massive grand stairway, a monument leading outside the city, South Obsidia is the prime commercial district. There are salons, shops, and even a beautiful park all along Main Street.
Hello! Would you like to hear about the Opal Ward? The Opal Ward is right in the heart of Reborn City. It's one of the busiest wards, often bustling with trainers and pedestrians alike. Opal Bridge, the walkway between the lower level of the ward and the Obsidia Ward in itself, is a renowned battling location. New trainers show up there for challenges all the time, so always be on your guard. Of course, should you need to heal, simply stroll down to the Grand Hall, one of the largest buildings in Reborn, and the only one in Opal. The Grand Hall has its own centre, mart, and generally a hub of the Reborn League. Tis a great place.
Okay, so my story, if I can quickly get it in edgeways, was terrified of missing No. And getting an action replay made me think, oh my god, what if I screw up the game's coding and summon something even worse? So yeah, had nightmares, eventually got over it, kinda cheated to get some really good Pokemon, but always did things good. Like, I didn't give myself a drought Pokemon, I gave me something that would be realistically obtainable. Anyway, the Carnila region is home to the twin cities of Calcinon and Labadabadabadabadoo. They rest in the valley of some of the tallest mountains in Reborn. They're all topped with icy peaks. The largest by far is Ametrine Mountain. It overshadows even the most important Chorus Mountain, where the Reborn League champion waits.
Hello, would you like to hear about the Tourmaline Desert? The Tourmaline Desert reaches for miles, bordering the north part of the Reborn region. Many newcomers travel via train across the desert from very far away. What the trainers don't know is the desert's mysterious history. The train tracks have been rebuilt several times thanks to a multitude of strange accidents. As a result, a strange scrapyard of train parts rests out in the middle of the desert. Sometimes it even stands in the shadow of an enormous tower, but as soon as you blink, the tower vanishes. Hello, would you like to hear about the Aventurine region? The Aventurine region lies just north of here through the Grand Gates. On the whole, it's one of the most beautiful places in Reborn, with lush forest, rich peaks, and even a special crystal valley. Also around its Lesteline River, the famous Agate town with a history older than it lies, as well as a mysterious castle.
Interested in learning about Reborn's geography? I'll give you one quick tip. Oftentimes we refer to places, for instance the Azurian region, just so, with the word region. While it may be confusing to some, this use of the word region varies from that of places. For instance, the Hoenn region, Kanto region, or Reborn region. When we talk about regions here, think of them more as sub-regions, and they're all places within the greater Reborn region. Region, region, region. Does that word sound strange to you yet?
Would you like to hear about the Crystalia region? Much of Crystalia is an old forest, formerly connecting the route between Reborn City and the Mysidia region. Other landmarks include the quaint Spinal Town and the Tanzan Mountain area, a network sprawling with stuff. Hello, would you like to hear about the Bisbixian Wasteland? The Bisbixian Wasteland is a treacherous jumble of debris that surrounds the entire southern border of the Reborn region. Those who venture out enter seldom return, so little is something. But the regions have discovered regions and objects suggest that perhaps there was once a region beneath the filth.
something from a story since past and forgotten. Or it could simply be a rumor. Okay, they've spelled Ore the same way as the Ore region from the Pokemon Colosseum games, so are they trying to imply that this is above the Ore region? I mean, I've completely missed all this dialogue now. I'm trying to theorize, because there's no way they'd accidentally spell Ore wrong. It's a hell of a word to spell wrong, so something going on with the Ore region here. Which is cool. They were some cool games. I only had the first one. I've only heard about the second one. But, yeah. Me and Wesley journeying with our Umbreon. Some fun times. Finally, a massive volcano. Something, volcano, region. Alright, okay, so now we know everything there is to know about every setting in this game. That's good, I suppose. Might as well just get it all out there in one quick info dump. Let's go exploring. Yo, bro, you know where you are? You're with the Magma Gang. Yeah, Team Magma. Whoa. You know where you should be? Anywhere else. Get out. Hey, yo, this is Magma Gang property. We all sound exactly the same. We're quite relaxed in the Magma Gang. Whoa. So, at this point, as you can see, the video is drawing to an end because I guess I've gotten lost. Yeah, I clearly don't know where I'm going, and I've got no way of knowing. There is an entire other place that I haven't been to yet, and I think I've just realised that now, so I guess we'll head over there and see what happens. Lapis is the richest ward in Reborn. Unfortunately, that also makes it a prime target for gang activity! Thank you, sir, for letting me know. Alright, I thought Lapis had low crime rates and was therefore a good place to raise a family. But anyway, enough of that. This video is over. Thanks for watching. See you later.